You are listening to Kickspot.
And we're back. Here at the Kickspot.
Yes. And this is our Donut King episode. And we have the pleasure and the honor of having the actual family members of the documentary. If you guys didn't hear, you don't hear, but we had a clapping.
We have sound effects on our show. So you got
Yes.
an applause as you got to enter. So you can listen to, you can watch the video.
Yeah, so the first two parts, we were with the documentary director for The Donut King, Miss Alice Gu. I've seen the documentary. Jinu hasn't seen it yet. It's pretty powerful. The journey of Ted Ngoy's rise to success of, creating a donut empire in Southern California, and obviously that story behind that. So, today we have also my future mother-in-law and my future grandma, Savvy Ngoy, which is Ted Ngoy's daughter, and Grandma Christy, I forgot your last name, Grandma. Ngoy, Ted Ngoy's like ex-wife, so they're gonna give their side of the story and their perspective of that journey in itself. And we're honored to have them. It took a while to get kind of this thing set up, but thank you guys for having us. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of my favorite things to watch are documentaries.
Yeah.
And as I got to see a lot of documentaries, the post interviews are pretty interesting because they talk about, hey, I wish the documentary had said this, or they portrayed it a little bit differently. I have yet to see the Donut King documentary. It's always sold out, and I've been trying to tell Migs to try to figure out a way.
Yeah.
Been asking Gocom to invite me or something, to try to watch it. But as you had an opportunity to watch the Donut King documentary, in your perspective, is it portrayed like how it actually is in the documentary? Is your lifestyle, was it like that, and what was that like?
In the documentary, they talk a lot about people, the refugees that came here, and then we start them in the donut business, and and then some of them are very successful, all kind of stuff like that. But not the personal life. We didn't really talk that much about that in the documentary film.
So, like so you meant from the investments that were given, from an outsider's perspective, it was like, oh man, they're doing great.
Yeah.
And then internally, was it a struggle, or was it like a financial thing? Was it like the mental aspect?
It's not financial thing, but it's just a lot of work, very hard work. Everybody just always out in the donut shop, putting like 12 to 14 hours a day, no time for family at all,
Oh, so with the investment, you were actually there as well? It wasn't just like a monetary, here's your money.
No. We started from the beginning.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
From zero.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
We came here with only $4,000 with us. And then we put everything in the bank. And we didn't get a dime from welfare, from help from the government, nothing.
So, Grandma, when the first store was the one in Tustin, right?
Yes.
That was the one on...
at the church.
Yeah. That was a Winchell's, right? That you guys took over?
The church pastor sponsored us.
Oh, okay.
So they put us in the church for about 1 week. No.
Oh, wow, that's it?
Yeah, no shower, just a bathroom and where to sleep, room to sleep.
Mom, do you remember this?
Yes. And then after that, they rent us a house.
Uh-huh.
And then they put Ted to work, and one of the nephew, the two men in the family, to work in the church.
Oh, in the church.
In the church,
okay.
yeah, mowing the grass, like a janitor and something like that. And the kids are working, going to school in the church there.
Oh, okay.
They have a small classroom in the church there, so the kids going to the school there. And the girls, us, the women, we cleaning inside the church and inside the classroom and everything.
So when did you guys get the first donut shop?
And then one of the sponsor, he said he brought Ted to work in the extra work in the gas station.
Right. Yeah.
In the gas station, he works at night shift. And next to the gas station is a DK donut. Yeah. It's a small DK donut selling through the window, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then we didn't know nothing about donut before. We just came here like at that time like couple months, 1 month. And then one day, one of the co-worker, he told Ted, oh, let's go get a donut. You know, there's nobody's here, quiet, because night shift. Go get a donut, fresh donut. So I said, oh, what is a donut? What is donut?
That's true though. I mean,
And then he go get a bag of donut, and then they ate it. He ate it, and he said, "Oh wow, it's so good! It's sweet. It's so good. I never had that in my country, you know."
Yeah.
And then they say, "Okay, he will bring it to me, to the wife and kid at home, you know, back." And then after that, then next to the house, I saw a shop with the same kind of
Like
donuts,
pastry,
pastry, I said, oh yeah, it looks the same.
That's the donut thing.
Yeah, that's a donut. So, and then after that, then he went to that shop and talked to the owner to the shop, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
What was the owner like American? Were they
Yeah,
Asian?
American. No,
Not
they're
Asian,
all
okay.
white. There's no Asian at that time yet. No.
That's interesting because Alice had told us that she got interested in the Donut King because her nanny had said that the only donuts that they eat were Cambodian donuts.
Yeah, there's like, why does it have to be Cambodian donut? Why is it called Cambodian donuts?
Yeah, and
So that's what piqued her curiosity on making the documentary.
Yeah, so did you change the recipe or anything?
No, it's the same, but they just call Cambodian donut because
The owners
most
were
of the
Cambodian.
shop are owned by Cambodian now.
It's the hands of the Cambodians
Yeah,
that
yeah,
make it
yeah.
taste better.
Yeah, yeah. There's a Cambodian love in there, you know. Mom, do you remember your first donut that you had?
No.
Oh, you
I
don't remember?
And, she
Okay.
was too
Too
small,
young.
yeah.
I don't
Okay.
remember.
She was about 6 years old.
Did you guys put them to work at the donut shops when you guys had donut
No,
shops?
they were too small. But when they teenagers,
Oh,
yes.
they did? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
They rode the bike from the house to the donut shop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with Chet.
Every day.
With Chet.
Started early.
That's awesome.
In summertime when they
Yeah,
off
yeah.
from school, yeah.
So one of my questions, I guess, is, you know, when listening to the story from Alice on how kind of Grandpa Ted and like how he built it and how he helped Cambodian families kind of get their feet, you know, started in the States by giving them a donut shop. I mean, when I read the book, I was already inspired regardless. But hearing the story and knowing you guys, I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. But when did, Grandma, this is a question for you. When did you start feeling that there was something bigger, that like what Grandpa Ted was doing was going to be more impactful to the Cambodian community than anything? Like, when did you start feeling that?
We started when we first came in 1975, and then after that, the whole family, his side of the family come, and then we sponsor them like 100 of people. Yeah,
100 people?
Yeah, kids and adults, you know.
You guys physically sponsored
Yeah,
them? Okay.
yeah, we sponsored them.
So were
But
they
in
living with?
1975.
Were they living with you as well?
No,
on the sponsor?
no.
Okay.
Only his sister.
Okay.
His sister and her family living with us for like the first month.
Okay.
Until we found a place for them to.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So that's when you know, like, oh, there's like...
And then we put them all to work in the donut shop, even though they don't speak any English.
Right. Okay. So like, and then did you just start feeling like, okay, there's something here, like we're actually helping these families out?
Yeah.
And then you guys started seeing, because there was, I guess, from what I read, there was a system you know, apparently like Grandpa Ted wasn't asking the families any money until they made a profit of that donut shop. Is that true? Like if I got a donut shop from Grandpa Ted, like he wouldn't ask me for like the residuals until my store got a profit. Is that how that works?
We make we build a business, okay, for the business to make the profit, enough profit, and then we turn it over to them.
Oh, so you would build it.
You would build it first.
Yeah,
Oh,
we build it first.
Okay. And then they lease it to them.
Then lease it to them. If there's no profit, we cannot do it. We cannot.
Oh, so you guys would buy the physical shop.
Yeah.
And then once it turns a profit, you just hand it to them?
Yes.
No,
That-
you lease it to them.
Oh, you lease it to them.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
okay.
They take over.
They take
Yeah,
over.
they take over the business.
And then you guys get a
By that
percentage
time,
of it.
we teach them everything already.
Train them.
What-
We train them to do
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
What was the reason why you decided to go with doing that versus just, getting them to run the business and then once they break even?
Like
collecting
franchising
a-
it to them.
Yeah.
you know?
What's the reason why you decided to do that first? Because in the beginning, when you had mentioned that from an outsider's perspective, it looked like there was a lot of money coming in, but internally there was a lot of stuff that it wasn't financially there for you as a family. The concept makes sense now because you're actually physically doing all the work and making it easier for other people.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
But-
dude.
but-
No one does that now.
I mean, just think about a franchise model. That's what they do, right? They
I know.
build up a system
Yeah.
that works very, very well, but it's a lot of time invested into the business. But what's the reason why you decided to go with that model?
Well, because those people who came into this country, they don't know anything. No English, nothing. But it's easy for them to work in a donut shop, to own a donut shop, because when client come in, customer come in, they just point which one they want, and they don't need too much language,
Yeah.
I think my dad wanted help with the Cambodians.
Yeah.
And that's easy. The wife do sales and the husband bake at night. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Really?
Super simple. Yeah.
And the kids help out after
Yeah,
school.
just like-
Kids help out after
Yeah.
school. Close at 3. I don't know what time.
3,
Open
4,
early, you
5
close
o'clock.
early.
Yeah.
Well, the donut business is a 24/7 business. I mean, like,
Now it is.
Now
Before,
Oh,
no.
before it
Before
wasn't?
Before it wasn't 24 hours.
so you would wake up at 3 a.m. and then
The baker.
bake.
Yeah.
The bake
And then
will
open.
start at midnight, not 3,
Start
midnight.
at midnight. They
Yeah,
bake-
that's still 24/7 to me.
Yeah. They bake
Look
till
at
5,
us
6
as
a.m.
youngsters.
Yeah, but they don't open the door until the donuts are ready at 5 in the morning.
And then what time would you close?
They close at 3, 4.
In the afternoon?
okay.
Yeah, afternoon. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was all the way till night, and then you
No,
had to
no.
wake
But
up.
now
at 3.
it's like it's like constantly running. Like they're constantly baking now because it's 24 hours.
Yeah, now
you know?
people are
Now
doing
it's
24
different
hours.
because
Yeah.
they add sandwiches, they add all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's a lot more competition now with like
Yeah,
Dunkin'
that
Donuts.
time,
and-
that time, not
Before it was
much.
just donuts.
Yeah,
and
just
coffee.
donut.
Now they have sandwiches,
Yeah.
burgers, hot dogs.
Yeah,
It's
all
different
kind
now.
of things.
So I have a question for Mom. So when did you feel like, like Dad actually like created this like world for us, like this donut reputation for Cambodians? Like, what did you start like, when you were growing up as a teenager? Like, were you being looked at as like kind of like the donut princess, I guess? Like, or
In his eye, the donut princess.
yeah, well, no, it's because because if Grandpa Ted is the one that built this thing for Cambodians, so like it's kind of just like, well,
It's like royalty.
royalty. Like
Yeah.
you guys are royalty,
No,
right?
it wasn't like that for us. I knew
So
my
how
mom and
was
dad
it like?
worked hard, and we were just there helping them out. We didn't feel special or anything, not at all.
Okay, so, humility.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, mom and dad were working very, very hard. What was your childhood like growing up? Because, as a immigrant father, like my dad came here, and I never got to see my dad. So my relationship with my dad isn't as strong as I would like it to be. I didn't get a lot of love and affection. And I see other families. I always look at Migs' family, and they're hugging each other. I'm like, what is this concept that you guys? It's so interesting to see like the family dinners, the Christmas.
Like,
Yeah. I know. So, like I see Sappy's posts and stuff, and then I'm like, man, my father was like never there. And And so what was your childhood like as, both were working very hard?
It was the same as yours. My mom and dad were always at work a lot. They never came to our school functions or
No.
played sports and stuff. They never come to the games. We don't see them. We only see them at nighttime for dinner. And like we were never involved with anything. And my parents were super strict and hard workers.
Later in the years, they always home with grandma. And me and Ted always on the road building donut shop in San Francisco,
Yeah. They're all over the place.
San Diego. Then we will be out there,
Oh,
They're out
out of the
a
house,
lot. They're always out.
for months.
So Grandma, how many total stores did you guys like take over and give to, the Cambodian families?
Over 40.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh. So that's from like Bay Area to San Diego?
Bay Area, San Diego, and L.A.,
Fresno too, right, Mom?
Fresno, one in Fresno.
Yeah, I heard the story to drive up to Fresno.
And whenever we build it, before we give it to them, we go out there ourselves. Stay in a hotel, rent a car or drive from here, and then train them from the beginning. Train that one family until they on their feet. 2-3 months, then they give it to them, then we come back home.
So what was the whole goal? Is it, as far as for like my family, it was they moved to America because of a better opportunity for my sister and myself. So when I look back, it was always the decisions that they made. They stressed how important education was because they wanted a better lifestyle, like for us, right? So that's why they were working very hard. The story here is also a little bit different because you're not only trying to do that, you're also trying to build some type of legacy for other Cambodians to also have an opportunity. So what was the actual vision? What was the goal that you were trying to accomplish by doing all this?
To help all the Cambodian people to have the business, because we know that the donut business make pretty good money if the whole family work there without paying labor to outside labor,
And what's the reason why that was so important for the family?
I think my dad just wanted to help the Cambodians.
Yeah, help them.
Everybody wanted to come
Yeah.
here, and he was able to help them by opening up donut shops, leasing it to them, bringing another family in, do the same thing. So it just kept rolling on.
It's
insane.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, watching the, kind of like the rise of it. And then, because it got to a point where you guys really were making money, like, and you guys were living pretty lavishly.
Yeah.
And we saw the house in Mission Viejo. It's still there, I think.
Yeah,
it still has not been sold. There's a curse going on in that house right now. there's an omen there. But so like when you guys were at the top of that, kind of lifestyle in that world, like, I know, the story of, Grandpa Ted obviously losing it through gambling, and then kind of regaining that back. Can you guys just kind of share what that period was like, when you guys had everything, and then from having everything to losing everything? Can you guys talk about that?
It's a bad dream.
It's tough.
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was crying.
We were all crying every day.
Yeah, when we lost everything.
I don't know if you've seen the house, but it's like a shoot, man. It's like, is that the biggest house in Mission Viejo Lake?
It's 6,900 square feet.
Wow.
3
Three
stories.
story, has
bro.
an elevator,
Had a sauna.
swimming pool right on the lake.
Sabi and them were born already, right? Like the kids were born already.
yeah,
right?
Oh yeah, Sabi was
Yeah,
little.
Sapi was there
Denise
and
was
Phoebe.
there. Yeah, and Phoebe.
Yeah,
So Julie too. Yeah. Okay.
It seemed like when we were talking to Alice that he was just very confident that even though you lost stuff, it was easy for him
To
make
get it
money.
back. Yeah. He's like, it's making money. It's
So
easy
it
for him
seemed
to
like
make
he
money.
didn't necessarily worry too much. Was there anything behind closed doors that you saw where you're like, oh my gosh, like I don't think that's really gonna happen. We're not gonna be able to gain back our fortunes ever again?
no, he's worried, but he cannot just stop his addiction. There's nothing he can do to stop it. He went to the temple to Washington, tried to be a monk for like a couple of weeks, shave his head and
You try to be a monk?
yeah, for one in Washington, came back,
Didn't work.
Same, didn't work,
Yeah.
didn't
Did
help.
he go to
And
Gamblers
then
Anonymous?
he went to Thailand too, to the border.
Oh, that's right.
Thailand,
That's right. Yeah. Alice told us about that.
Were there any signs of addiction, like habits that he had
Oh,
as
yeah.
you were growing up? What were some of the
Very
signs?
bad.
Growing up, Mom? You saw when he was, you mean when he was younger?
No. As you guys were living all together, obviously,
Oh.
when you were growing up, and
It's no, it's because one day I don't know who introduced us to Vegas, Mom. Who was it that took us there for the first time? Because we've never been.
No,
So-
we went there, me and him.
No, but yeah, for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Then he saw Vegas. He's like, oh wow, so he
Oh,
liked
he
it.
got hooked in Vegas.
Yeah, he liked it.
oh
But
wow.
you
But before
know,
that, he wasn't.
No,
Never-
no,
he doesn't
no.
gamble or anything.
Before he was in Cambodia.
Uh-huh.
Like in Cambodia, the gambling is illegal.
Oh, okay.
Illegal. So they don't have only on Chinese New Year or something like that. Then they open it so people playing in the street, at the house, friends and stuff. He was addicted in that.
And was that the only addiction? Like usually, I correlate addiction to habits. So if someone likes to drink and then they can't stop. That's a type of addiction.
Yes.
Or if they like to win, they'll do whatever they
Takes
want
away,
to
yeah,
win.
Yeah,
And
it's like that.
so were there a lot of
Yeah,
those
like
type of
them.
signs that led up to addiction? Okay.
If
That
he
makes more
win,
sense.
he's happy, but
Uh-huh.
he go back again.
Because he
But-
needs that rush.
Yeah, but when he lost, he's mad and he go get more money to go back again to get it
He's
back.
always chasing.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so it
Always
won't
chasing.
stop.
Yeah.
When he's gonna stop?
Yeah.
Non-stop.
Wow.
So besides, like, you know, obviously, like, there's the rise and obviously the fall, right? And, like, you know, the rise back up again. Like, overall, like, with the documentary and just you guys experiencing it for you guys, for yourself, are you guys proud of the fact that the legacy that was left behind? Because from the documentary, it seemed like the legacy to me that I understood was it was to really help the Cambodian culture get out of the regime, and that was a way for Grandpa Ted to kind of give back to his roots, to his culture. So I guess my question is, do you guys feel proud that that's really kind of what it is and what happened? You know, overall, even though with all the addiction, all lost all the money and stuff, but the whole purpose of the vision, were you guys proud of that?
Yeah, we pretty proud of it because everybody knows us.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
At that time, we were like, everybody knows us. On the weekend, they all come and party all the time, you know. But when we fall,
Because you guys saved a lot of families' lives. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of a big deal. You know,
Yeah.
like not a lot of people could say that. You guys saved a ton of families, got them
Yeah.
off their feet. In America, like you said, Grandma, like they didn't know how to speak English.
No.
They had no business acumen.
No.
And
Education.
no education.
Nothing.
nothing, no.
And it's truly inspiring to know that there was a family in here that would put in the initial work, and once it profited, would just lease it and pretty much hand it to them, and just because it's a well-oiled machine at that point already.
And it's like a turnkey.
It's a turnkey.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there anything that, looking back now, that you would have wanted to change?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I wish that he didn't get addicted that much, and then we would be still all together, and then have some money, you know, to have a good life, you know. But
Yeah. Well,
it is what it is.
Did you experience that too? Like that emotion, that feeling when your father obviously was like going gambling and stuff? Like,
Oh yeah.
were there a lot of that? Was there any
Oh, very
resentment or?
Oh yeah. A lot of resentments.
Yeah, a lot bad.
Like I'm proud of my mom and dad, especially my dad, because he helped out a lot of Cambodians, and everyone's so grateful. But the addiction is so strong, and he lost everything. And
And he,
what can we
whenever he
do?
lost, he came home, and then he
Ugh.
got mad of all the kids. They didn't do anything, you know, but he came home.
His
He
emotion
yelled and
is
throw
like roller
stuff.
coaster, up and down,
Really?
up and
Yeah.
down all day long. He's
Yeah.
very moody, and
kick the
He
door.
takes it out on his kids, his family.
Does that explain why Uncle Comb's always moody when he plays golf?
Or he plays anything.
Or when he competes for anything?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Uncle Comb. Like,
You were crying.
Oh,
she
I'm always
was
crying.
scared.
where was Uncle
crying.
Chet on
I'm
all
always
this?
so
Like,
scared. Chet was there too, but he's quiet.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
doesn't talk much and he doesn't show a lot of emotions.
Kum was still young.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cole
he-
was Dad's favorite for sure. So.
I was gonna ask about that too because you know, traditionally, like the son is the one that really gets catered to, like especially in the Korean family. I'm the only son in my entire family, so to continue my legacy. So there's a lot of like catering towards me versus anybody else, but also a lot more pressure on my side. But you know, my dad has a very similar personality actually, and so that's why when you're talking about these, I'm like looking back at my life. I'm like, some of those emotions like are still there, and the feeling is still there. I think my sister has a lot of resentment as well too from my father, and coming from a female's perspective, it's a lot worse.
Yeah.
What about from your perspective, from the daughter's perspective? Do you feel like it's a lot more compared to, you know, your brothers?
I don't know. I think I'm just more emotional. I cry a lot growing up because of that. Even now, I still very emotional. It's tough talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't like talking about it too much. It makes me sad for my mom.
She's been through everything. She knows everything.
It's not about the money. It's not family. He was not good to us.
it's funny that, you know, mom started showing emotion right now because like and she knows, like, she gives so much to like her kids, to a point where sometimes like I get mad about it because she just tries to be protective of her children because she doesn't want them to experience the same stuff that she experienced as a child.
Which absolutely makes sense.
Oh, and I understand it
makes
now.
sense.
Like, it's because I always, like, when me and Saps are like, your mom's always there for you. Like, you know, like she's always there gonna save you. Like, I get mad at that because I'm like, but I understand it now.
Well,
Like,
I got
you
to
know,
see a lot of that actually
Yeah.
during when we went to Lucky Strike. So I went to Angela's Christmas party.
Yeah.
And you don't get to see a lot of business owners interact with employees like you do, and you don't get to see a lot of like the family type of atmosphere.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
really, it was an eye opener to me when we were talking. I was sitting there and I was visually watching everything, and I'm like, this is how a lot of entrepreneurs should be.
Yeah.
This is like an ideal thing, and so I think you do an excellent job, and maybe that stems from like something that's happened in the past, like for you, and it's like I don't want to
Also, my
treat.
daughter Safira, she's really good too at organizing things with employees, doing things for them,
Absolutely.
doing things
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
Too
She
organized.
has a huge heart.
Oh, absolutely, she does.
Like,
I love her for that.
Yeah. I mean, she gets it from you, mom. But, you know, you guys growing up, I never really saw the struggle. But,
Yeah.
like, because I never did. You know, I just
No.
saw this house and I was like, oh, okay. Like, you know, but I didn't know how you guys built to get to this point, you know, and, like, the struggles you guys had to go through. I mean, the story, right? Like, they had to escape. They were kids, like, living in, like, camps, yo. Like,
Yeah,
like
it's hard.
they've experienced living in, like, a concentration camp, dude. Like, that's insane, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so and the thing is, it's like people just see kind of like the glamour now, right? Like, but they never understood the struggle for it.
Yeah, they don't know, you know.
Yeah.
Can't blame them.
Yeah. But no, it's the book itself is inspiring, and obviously being part of this family, you know, like they've welcomed me with open arms, and like just the love that they have, like what they've built besides like after the whole donut stuff, like they built their own thing, you know, like Angelo's, like, you know, they have separate businesses like on their own now. Like all the kids, you know, all her kids have their own businesses at this point, you know, and it really stems from their teachings, like, you know, grandma's teachings as, hey, you guys, we're gonna make it on our own. We don't need that money type of thing. Like it was nice to have, but they built their empire themselves, you know. So
Yeah, I think we have good work ethic. My parents, I worked hard for my parents since growing up, and then my I think my kids sees that and then
Oh,
they
yeah,
work
for sure.
hard and now they're on their own. So I'm super proud.
I'm very lucky and
Yeah.
very proud too of my grandkids. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys definitely opened that opportunity up for them.
Absolutely.
100%. You know.
Yeah, especially with her, she's a single mom for a while.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
for
this,
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, super
The
stubborn.
father never been here to raise them, and then
Yeah.
they become like a good kids and
Yeah, they're
business
great kids.
Yeah,
I'm just lucky,
yeah,
dude.
really.
I just like dropped in
so
here.
happy.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just came in.
I just came in. I was
And
like,
then I came in as well with the package deal.
you just
for
drop
one.
in.
And there he is.
no, and like, and this is why me and Jinu wanted to kind of get you guys' like kind of perspective on that entire journey, because it really is different when you're living it. You know, like someone can tell and make a movie out of it and make the story out of it, but it doesn't compare to the people that actually went through the process,
Yeah.
went through the struggle and got out of the struggle and made it their own. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something special about that.
And you know, I'm glad that my kids, Kum and Chet, they're not the gambler like his dad. You know, sometimes
What comes
they
in the
take
stocks?
after.
You know,
He teaches me how to gamble on my stocks. Like,
Sometimes they take after the father. You know,
true.
one of them.
That's
you never
true.
know.
Yeah.
You know.
I appreciate him. And he made me a lot of money lately. So. Keep gambling, Uncle Kong.
In stock.
Yeah, it stops. Do you have any more questions, JP, for them?
no, I think just to kind of end this segment, is there a message that you would like to give
Yeah.
to people that have gone through similar, experiences as yourself? And that's for both.
Especially for Asian Americans that are looking to, not only make it here, but get out of their current situations.
To me, I think I was too young to see that, but realizing now, I think Mom, she should have kept an eye closely to my dad, knowing that he likes to gamble. But I think she trusted him too much. And
What? No. I did everything.
no, before he became like that, Mom.
No. What do you mean before? Little by little, it's become like that. Do you remember he just ran out to Las Vegas,
Yeah.
disappear from home, and I drive all the way there to
Yeah, no.
He drove all the way
did-
there?
Yeah,
he
I
did
drove
that
all the
many
way there.
times.
Oh,
Many,
wow.
many
Got him
times.
back.
Oh, wow.
But like at that point, Mom, you should have
What?
did something with the donut shops when you knew he was going after all the donut
How
shops.
do I know? He went to each donut shop and make a deal with them, take the money, like 50,000 from them, and sign it over to them. And I didn't even know. What can I do?
Yeah.
So what would
I have to sue him or put him in jail or something, right? Right?
So, Grandma, what would you change differently? Like, if you had to go back, like, what do you think you could have done better, or like what would that be?
Well, it's hard. Unless I divorce him. I divorced him early when we had all the money. Because there's no other way to stop him to take out all the money from the family. Because I have separate bank account too, but he still falsify my signature. What can I do? I have to put him in jail. That's why I said it's just you have to divorce him. But we've been together for so long, so I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
couldn't do it.
Of course. There's a
I
history.
couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I just maybe some people think I'm stupid.
Are you so?
hard.
But are you guys happy like how everything is right now? Like, were you guys like throughout all the experience? Could you guys say like not only have you guys learned, but are you guys happy where your life's at?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I am very happy where I am now.
Yeah. If I didn't divorce him like 20 years ago, I was still crying now. Even yeah, it's been 20 years. Even I follow him to Cambodia, live in Cambodia for like 7, 8 years. He still made my life miserable. Still gambling, and then he started to get into girls,
Yeah.
cheating on me and this and that. So, until I said that's enough.
But just as long as you guys are happy, like if you guys are happy, you guys look happy, by the way. You know, it
Yeah.
seems like you guys have kind of transitioned over to kind of like we're gonna make our lives for ourselves.
You just took a lot of that
Yeah.
energy
Yeah.
and put it into positive perspective.
Yeah,
which is
100%.
We had
you
to
can
mo-
see
we
that
had
with
to move
your
on.
kids and everything too. So
Yeah,
That,
100%.
that's why since I got divorced, after I divorced him, my life is better.
it's like the weight was
I
off.
go,
Yeah, weight was
I
off.
go out and get
Yeah.
a job, work, save money, be on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Before I was depending on him all the time. It's like I live in his shadow.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
You
right,
know?
right. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Would you open up a donut shop ever again?
Too old.
Is there a donut shop that your family still has ties in? DK is here in Orange, like with Adam.
No, they just no, they own the
Okay, but like for you guys, like there's not one donut
No,
shop.
no,
Like you
no.
guys, okay.
no.
I thought there
You
was.
know, if I go to a donut shop, they know me. I get free donuts all the time.
That's a nice perk to have.
I go to different places, I got free donuts.
That's a
They
nice.
Everybody
know
knows my
me,
mom
yeah.
and dad. So.
Donut for life.
That's so cool though. I mean, shout out to Adam.
Oh,
Like
no,
he
I
gives
don't
us free
eat
donuts all
donuts,
the
though.
time. So.
I don't eat donuts.
Yeah. DK's donuts is one of the best. So like
True.
right, yeah, and shout out to Adam always hooking it up. So yeah, super bomb.
But I'm so proud, you know, right now, you go to donut shop way out there, nowhere. You walk in there, it's Cambodian.
Yeah.
owned.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100.
you believe
yeah.
it?
For sure. For sure.
In other states too, not just California.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
No, yeah. In Vegas, like I remember going to a donut shop before I went home, just because I just wanted to see. It was Asian. I'm pretty sure it's Cambodian. I'm
Where?
pretty sure. Like,
Where?
you know, I
In
didn't have-
Vegas?
Yeah, and it was like it was off the strip. It was by the freeway. It was just like I just yelped donut shop, and I just went in, and I was like, oh, Asian. Yep, no, 100%. That's
Yeah,
Cambodian. Like
that's
100%.
Cambodian.
You had to be.
Yeah. I actually don't know of a single white-owned donut shop except for if it was like a
Wind
chain.
shells, maybe, huh? Right?
If it's like a chain,
No.
yeah,
If
it's
it's a
like
chain,
Yeah.
yeah. But every other family-owned one, I've never seen anybody else
Yeah.
but Asian people.
That's true.
Or Latinos. I've seen Latino owned.
I have
donut
not.
shops.
Maybe they just work.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay,
I-
maybe, yeah,
I have
yeah.
not.
Predominantly, it is Asian owned.
You know, Ted started with Vinchel, right? Vinchel
Yeah,
taught
we
him.
got that story.
So he's the one. Vinchel teaches his own competition.
Yeah, no, Winchell's messed up. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
That's smart.
Vinchell's lost a lot of shop because
Winchell's
of
messed
Ted.
Yeah,
That's very smart.
I know, and I know the reason why Dunkin' Donuts didn't come to the West Coast is because of Grandpa Ted. Like they were afraid they weren't gonna compete with the mom and pop donut shop. That's why they never opened up in here. Isn't that crazy? Like Dunkin' Donuts, like, you're so big, you're afraid of a little mom and pop shop.
Dunkin' Donuts was
That was hard.
huge back
That was
then.
hard right there.
Shells, too.
Flex.
Yeah.
So, but you know, ladies, mom, grandma, thank you so much for
Thank you.
you know, showing your
You're
perspective.
Anytime.
You know, I know you guys did it because like I'm pretty much family now. You know what I'm saying? So
They're gonna get
I
your own.
didn't have to pay for this.
They're gonna get your own donut shop now.
Yeah, go open one.
Yeah, go open one now.
You're young.
No,
If
but
you want to be a baker, yeah, you have to learn to be a baker
you
first.
know I am not a baker. You guys know
Okay,
that.
all
so,
right. Then no
You know
donut
that.
shop for you.
No, and like Jinu definitely pushed me on like doing this episode, like just the Donut King episode. It was, you know, it was him pushing me. I was like, I don't know if I want to bug them, you know, but like, you know, but thank you guys so much for taking the time. This is really, we're excited to, you know, this is actually, just to let you guys know, this is a special episode for us because this is what's going to end our season 1. You guys are going to be our 20th episode, ending it with a bang. So Yeah, I mean, it's really special for us. And then, you know, and from that, we're going to retire. No, we're not. But thank you guys again, and we're out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to Kickspot.